Yo, what is up, everybody? Get this camera up and moving a little bit here. What is up, everybody? Jose Ortiz here once again with PetRockMedia.com. Shout out to everybody in the chat today. Today is Friday, June the 7th. It is 7:30 Central Standard Time here where we are in Texas. Hope everybody is having an amazing time, an amazing day. We got an unboxing for you today. We're going to be taking a look at the Elgato HD60S. Now, if you are a fan of this channel and have previously been a subscriber to us, you'll know that we have been utilizing an Elgato stream kit, if you will, for about a couple years now. A lot of my old previous gameplay, if you see my Super Mario speed run, playing the Nintendo Tecmo Super Bowl, the Patriots and Eagles when the Eagles won, we did all of that courtesy of the Elgato HD60. But today we're going to be taking a look at the HD60S. Now, one of the main differences is obviously the HD60S has an interface of USB 3.0, whereas the original HD60 has USB 2. So we'll kind of get into that. Let's see if anybody else can trickle in here. Let me change a few things here if you don't mind. Change the gain here. Change my white balance here a little bit. Interesting, but hey man, that's fellow YouTuber here. Hope all is well with you and the fam. Adventures in photography and life. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Everything is going pretty well. How about yourself? How are you doing today? Let's lower the exposure here. Don't need it as bright. There we go. Focus is auto. Zoom in a little bit here. Get it focused. There we go. Pretty good. Awesome. Glad everything is well. Any plans for the weekend? Just taken care of. Don't need low light compensation really. Go to apply. Back over here. Lower the gain a little bit. Don't need it as bright. Increase the white balance a little bit. There we go. We are all set. Okay, guys, so we'll go ahead and move on. Here in Texas, the allergies are ridiculous right now since a lot of the rain. Yo, bro. Philly Joel, hey, man, how's it going? Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing in the chat? Got 4 people in the chat right now. As y'all are coming in, if you could do me a huge favor, like on this live stream and share it out. Let's see how many people we can get in here. Not going to be a really long live. We're just going to unbox a particular piece of kit that we're going to be using and then answer any questions, anything like that. I have a photo shoot lined up Sunday and I'd like to get another photography video up. Nice. Is it a client work shoot? Is it something that you're doing just for your own? Is it a wedding, portraits, things like that? What is it that you got going on? When my wife and I used to shoot and photograph weddings, our weekends were always booked with client. Either it was a wedding, it was a engagement photo shoot, things like that. Had newborn photos, sometimes pregnancy photos, things like that. So we always had busy weekends. Again, looks like we have 4 people in the chat. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. I greatly appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, punching that bell icon so you're notified each and every time we do something on this channel, or at least hopefully YouTube does its job. Photographing another photographer. Wow, doing a little story on her for the YouTube channel. Wow, that is awesome. Kudos to you, Adventures in Photography. That is awesome. That's something that sounds awesome and amazing that you're able to give back. Have another photographer photographing another photographer. Sometimes that can be, as photographers, we can feel a little sometimes uneasy in front of the camera. I know I do. So that's awesome that you're utilizing your skill set to kind of tell a story of somebody else. So that's awesome. But as the title suggests, today we are going to unbox and give my overall impressions of the Elgato HD60S. As I mentioned before on this channel, all my video or all my gaming content prior had been courtesy of the original Elgato, the Elgato HD60, which was USB 2.0. Let me pull out my trusty Batarang unboxing knife. But that was all USB 2.0. Now, while it was pretty good, pretty awesome, it captured a lot of great footage. Sometimes it would lag a little bit since it was USB 2.0 bus. This is actually 3.0. You can see on the back of the box, it talks about how it still uses HDMI, but that it has the USB 3.0 Type-C on it. And then it, of course, runs into a USB 3.0 port on your computer. So all it has is a few, little tape downs here on the left and right. Get that. Get that. Open this up. Okay. See how it opens. Elgato usually has some pretty sick, yeah, there's none that all comes out. Elgato has some pretty sweet, pretty slick packaging that they provide their products in. So it opens up real simple. It just has a little bit of a flap. The flap is not magnetic. I know some of the Razer products and peripherals that I've unboxed, some of them have magnetic flaps. This one does not, but it just opens up ever so simple and slightly. And then here is the item. Now mine is upside down, so hopefully that doesn't necessarily mean that this is a pre-open, because it was sold as brand new, so I'm hoping that's not it. Here is the actual item itself. Now the only real difference from the HD60 to the HD60S is the fact that it just has that little S icon right there. And then of course obviously the USB-C Type-C 3.0 right there. HDMI out, HDMI in. It's all sidewalk closed. What's up, sidewalk closed? Yeah, this thing is incredibly small. What's kind of cool is that it shows you now with Elgato, they have some pretty slick software. They have their capture software, their game capture software that you can use, which is really sweet, really slick. If you are new to streaming, never really streamed, don't use OBS, Streamlabs or regular OBS, and you don't really feel like messing with all of that ins and outs and whatnot, their game capture software is pretty sweet. I didn't realize they were so small. Yeah, I would say, I mean, for my hand purposes, and then for my phone, you pull out my phone here. This is an iPhone X, iPhone 10, however you want to look at it. And that's the size of it. So not as tall, not as wide as a iPhone, but still gets the job done. There's their software that they talk about right there, game capture software. Now what's cool about this product is that it works on Mac and PC. So if you're a Mac user, there's really not a lot of streaming options without having to do a ton of workarounds, sound, things like that. So this item takes care of all of that. And then you open up, whoa, that just fell right out of my hand. Then you open up, a few wires, Elgato sticker, and that's really it. So put that back in there. Kind of gives you a little overlay template of what your item is. I know that's really dark, but in here there's a little picture of this icon or of this device as well. And it looks like you get, okay, so you get the USB 3.0. You can tell at the very end it's blue. And then there's the USB Type-C end connector. And then you get, I'm going to say it's probably a foot. I'm pretty sure the little guide will tell you how long it is. I'm assuming this is about a foot and a half cable, HDMI cable. And then the USB is probably about 3 feet. So pretty long. And then the actual item itself. Now let me grab the HD60 regular over here so you can kind of see comparison-wise what they look like. All right, so this is the original HD60 that I have. This is the HD60S that we just unboxed. Absolutely identical. Obviously, other than the insides, the casing, the wording, everything is identical, other than, of course, obviously the HD60S having the S logo on it. Other than that, identical. You look at the USB or the HDMI outs, exactly the same. The only difference, obviously, is on the other end. They have the analog audio, they have the HDMI in, but the USB interface is what changes, whereas the USB type or the USB Type-C is on the HD60S, and then the USB 2.0 is on the regular HD60. But other than that, they are identical in size, width. Maybe the HD60S is a hair thicker, maybe, but in reality, that is all. And so what this acts like is basically a capture card, if you will. Now, if you have a PC, Elgato also sells a 4K Pro actual PCI card that you can input into your computer or place in your computer, install the drivers, and it's able to capture gameplay in 4K 60p. To me, that is ridiculous overkill. If you are a streamer and you're streaming in 720p, even 1080, if you follow streamers, Dr. Disrespect, which is one of the larger streamers over on Twitch, for a while, and I can't remember if he's updated, but for a while, all he streamed was in 720p. And the man averages 60, 70, 80,000 viewers at one given time. So the fact that he's able to use or stream at a lower rate really tells you that it's about the audio, it's about the presentation, character, and so forth. So to me, the large PCI Express capture card that Elgato sells is complete overkill. All you need is this little bad boy right here. Now, what this item presents is it offers what they call instant gameplay. And what that means is that there should not be any, if at all, lag on certain video games. Now, if there's certain games that you're expected super fast millisecond response time, then you're always going to want to use an external monitor. However, this thing touts that it can do instant game view, so virtually no lag. Now, when I game, the monitor that I use when I'm capturing allows for multiple inputs to be on the screen. It's the LG 43 USB or UB Type-C. Can't remember the full name, but it allows to have multiple inputs displayed on one monitor. Now, the monitor is a 43-inch monitor, so I get quadrants, basically 24-inch quadrants, 21-inch quadrants within. So I'm able to do both virtually lag-free gaming experience. But this allows you to have that for one single monitor. So you do have the option of doing that. It allows you to stream in 1080p at 60 FPS, which is awesome. Has the built-in editor with their capture software, and that's kind of what it looks like right there. So again, if you're new to streaming and it's something that you absolutely want to get into, but you don't really have all the massive equipment, don't want to get multiple monitors, don't have a massive beefy computer, you can still utilize their software and get pretty decent results. Now, what they want you to have is at least an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 600 or higher. OS is obviously Windows 10 64-bit or Mac OS Sierra. For the GPU on the Macs, AMD or NVIDIA. Most of them go with AMD right now with all the Radeons and stuff that the Macs use. CPU, you definitely need at least an Intel i5. So you definitely want to make sure that you have that. And more importantly, you want to make sure that you have a USB 3.0 port on your computer. Now, one of the things that I've heard from others is that sometimes it does not pull up. A lot of times it's because they do not have a valid USB 3 port to plug this bad boy in. And so that's something that you need to keep in mind and make sure you're going to be taking advantage of on your computer, because if not, the HD60S will not register. But other than that, essentially how this works is you have your gaming system. So let's pretend that this is the gaming system. So this is a PlayStation. You have your power and then you have your HDMI, right? So essentially what you do is on the inside, the part that's labeled in, you plug in the HDMI port. And basically what that's doing now is that it's splitting the signal. So it's going to split the signal for this part right here, which is the USB. So that USB goes to your computer, and then this HDMI out goes to your monitor, so that way you can view what you're playing with. And this little bad boy does the computing to allow you to send it to your computer to stream out where you're streaming, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, and so forth. and then it sends it to the monitor so you can utilize that as your playback. And that's really it. So it acts as an encoder decoder kind of thing, sends everything where it needs to go and does all the heavy lifting for you, so you no longer need to worry about plugging in multiple things, having multiple computers, things like that. This little bad boy does it all for you. Now this thing retails at Best Buy for $179.99. However, on Amazon, occasionally this thing will retail for $129.99, sometimes $149. Rarely is it full price on Amazon. So if you are interested in picking this bad boy up, I will leave a link down below in the description. It will be an affiliate link, so you will help keep the lights on here at PetRockMedia Studios. However, I would greatly appreciate it if you did so. You don't have to. It doesn't cost you an extra penny at all. It just helps keeps the lights on. But again, if you want to just go through Amazon by yourself or Best Buy, that's still awesome. I just want to make sure that you get the right product for you when you're streaming. Now, where is my older one? Now, can the HD60 non-S, can you still utilize this to get great footage? And the answer is perhaps. And the reason why I say perhaps is if you're not worried about streaming live and streaming massive amounts of data, 4K, things like that, then of course the HD60 will be perfect for you. Now you may be saying, well, you just said this doesn't stream in 4K. It doesn't. However, what this does provide you is the 60 FPS. This one, you can very hardly squeeze out 60 FPS, but it will be choppy, it will be laggy, especially on your end, and you're definitely going to want to utilize an external monitor to make sure you're playing lag-free and latency-free, because this will give you both of that. You will lag and you will be latent-free, or there will be latency in the game. Okay, so it's going to be pretty difficult for you to, especially if you're playing like a Mario, Super Mario, if you're streaming retro games, when you push the jump button, it's going to have a delay. Okay, so you're going to push jump and then it's going to then jump, or you'll hit jump and it'll go super fast. So that's when you're going to get latency. So you definitely want to keep that in mind if you're going to decide to pick up the HD60. Now again, hello, Philly, flatearthforums.com. What's up, my man? How are you doing? Thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. As you're coming in, if you can do me a favor, hit that like button, share this stream out. We'll be live here for probably another 5 to 10 minutes, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for stopping by. You can still utilize the HD60 for a ton of capture. Now what this is amazing for, and I believe they don't mass produce them anymore. Now it's all gone to the HD60S. But if you're in like, let's say you're trying to capture game footage to just share, you're not really doing any streaming, or you're trying to, splice it into some of your footage, you're doing a review on a game and you're doing an entire pre-production video to just share out, then this item is for you. It's cheaper. You're not really interested in playing instantly, streaming, things like that, then the HD60S is what you're going to want to invest in. But if you're more about just doing some pre-recorded footage, creating a video, and then sharing it out to YouTube, definitely check out eBay, Craigslist, OfferUp, things like that. Get yourself a regular HD60. Yes, it still utilizes USB 2.0, but that is more than enough if you're going to do pre-production videos and kind of pre-recorded footage, nothing really live, things like that. Yo, what is up? What is up? Thank you so much for showing up, Niala and Eleanor. Right? Yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that bell, and subscribe. And then if you can, please share this stream out. I would greatly appreciate it. So again, can you stream with the HD60? Yes. Not as intense as certain systems require, but the HD60S, which is what we just unboxed, great find, great pickup if you're wanting to do some major gameplay, whether it be from your computer, if you have another computer and you're doing a dual output, or if you're utilizing like an Xbox One, PS4 Pro, all of those, Switch, if you're trying to get some Nintendo Switch gaming, this is an amazing option for you. And then of course all the old retro gaming systems. I utilize the Retron 5 for all my Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo gaming. But then like an Xbox, original Xbox, 360, even old PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and so forth. This is definitely the way to go, the HD60S. However, again, if you do anything pre-recorded, this option right here is amazing. Can you tell me how to record a video of me playing FIFA on my Xbox? I would like my face in the corner of the screen and the game on the screen. Well, are you going to be doing anything live, or you're going to want to do some pre-production, pre-recorded, and then you're just going to want to post it later after the fact? If you're going to do live, I'd recommend the one we just unboxed, the Elgato HD60S. All right. Now, if you're going to do pre-recorded, you could still use this one, right? But this one, as I mentioned before, retails for about $179. Best Buy usually sells it for that much. I got this off of Amazon for $129, and occasionally they sell for $149. Amazon will be your best bet for you not to have to pay full price. But this one will cover both. This one you can 100% do live, 60 frames per second, 1080p. This one, the original Elgato, which they do no longer mass produce, you can still find some occasionally clearanced and brand new, like at Walmart and Target, Best Buy occasionally, but they've all gone to the HD60S. However, you can buy a lot of pre-owned ones from eBay, OfferUp, Craigslist, and so forth. This one is amazing for pre-recorded. And the software that I would recommend that you can download when you have that is what comes on the box, or what tells you on the box, and that's their game capture software. And you can see it right here. It's the Elgato game capture software. It says it right there. And then you see kind of a picture of what it looks like right there. So you see there's the person up here. They have themselves in the upper corner, but you could be anywhere. And what's cool about this software is that it's maximized to work with the products, with the Elgato products. So if you're going to do anything pre-recorded, the HD60 is going to be the cheapest option for you. The HD60 is going to provide you with the best option. It is USB 2.0, so keep that in mind. It sometimes could lag, so you may not be able to push all the way to 1080p. Is the Xbox that you're using, is that going to be an Xbox One, Xbox One X, or is it an older Xbox? Because even the newer Xboxes, you can use the HD60s, but again, you're not going to be able to push it to 4K. It's going to be limited to 1080p, and probably the best one to get is going to be 720, and then you can just upconvert it when you're doing your Premiere timeline, or for you, your Final Cut Pro. Your timeline can be in 1080p, and then you can just splice in that 720p footage, and it'll upconvert. You're not going to lose a lot. You're not going to get artifacting, anything like that, and you'll get the best quality stream from your Xbox, and then you can just get that file and upload it into a 1080p timeline. I do it all the time. Same thing with 4K. I have a 4K timeline, but then I'll bring in 1080p footage and just, stretch it out to have it fit in a 4K timeline. I really rarely get any artifacting or any kind of pixelation or things like that. If y'all are interested in me doing a complete setup on how to get footage from a system into your computer, leave me some comments, and once this video becomes live or posts, leave me comments down and let me know if you would like a video like that, because I can definitely take the time to make one of those if that's something that you guys are interested in. Now with my kind of all-in-one streamlined setup, it's a little bit easier. Before I had multiple monitors and things like that, but it's because I streamed a lot. Now, since I don't do a whole lot more streaming, yeah. Now I will tell you this, the bell is on. Awesome, thank you so much. I love FIFA. So do I. I grew up playing FIFA World Cup. And I grew up, but one of my favorite FIFA World Cup games was on the PC, and it was... what World Cup was it? Was it 2000? It was a World Cup edition, and I believe it was the Brazil one. I can't remember. It might have been 2006, but it was on the PC. I loved playing that game. Absolutely loved playing that game. Play it with a lot of friends back in the day on a projector. It was really awesome. Loved playing that thing. But yeah, I used to get all the World Cup editions, and for some reason they just stopped making those things. I'm not sure why, but I love the World Cup editions of FIFA. Right. Yeah, love playing that. Love me some FIFA. I play a lot of the sports games. Play FIFA, Madden, NBA. I'll play those. FIFA though, I really love playing that. What I do love is playing that on the Switch. Every 4 FIFAs now. They do it as an odd on every 4 FIFAs. Oh, okay. I need to check that out then. I know the Women's World Cup is coming up, and I cannot wait for that. I know it started today on the 7th, and I'm super stoked for watching some World Cup, because I love soccer. Is FIFA good on the Switch? I think it is. I'm not a real big graphics guru. Like, you know, does it smear? Does it screen tear? All of that. To me, I'm more about the experience. And what the Switch has done for me is it allowed me to take portable HD graphical games on the go. Zelda, right? Awesome. Grew up on Zelda, playing all the old from the original NES Zelda, Zelda, you know, from the Links, the gold cartridges, all the way up into the Nintendo 64, the Super Nintendo is the main sport. Oh, well, there you go. So there you go. So it'd be just like us here playing Madden all the time, like what we call football here. But yeah. Frost Wolf Studios, what's up, my man? How you doing? How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing tonight? But as I was saying about I completed Zelda Breath of the Wild recently. Loved it. Oh, you did? I forgot how far percentage-wise I got. Then I put it down. I started working a lot more. I mean, I've had the same job, but work has increased. I was in school, things like that, and I just never picked it back up. But I definitely will. The game on the Nintendo 64, it escapes my mind. Ocarina of Time. That one was probably one of my most favorite Zelda games. Loved that game. I don't know how many hundreds of hours I've done. I'm doing awesome. Awesome, Frostwolf Studios. I greatly appreciate you stopping on by, man. Glad you're feeling. How you feeling? Are you still kind of sore? Anything? Are you still feeling a lot better? Because I know the last time your back was hurting and stuff. So hope you're doing well, my brother. It is awesome, but at the same time a bit annoying. Haha, I won't ruin it. Okay. Yeah, some of the Zelda games, some of the endings, they're awesome, but they yeah, they can have a little bit of not, I mean, not so much annoying, but they can have I guess a little bit of annoying ending. Yeah, kind of feels off. Have a great weekend, folks. Flat Earth, thank you so much for stopping by, my friend. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time to stop on by and join us. You have a good one. Peace out, man. But yeah, so the Switch has allowed me to at least take some of my favorite games and take them on the go. I enjoy that. Like I mentioned, I'm not real big on graphics and like, you know, like, I'm not expecting it to rival the PlayStation, right? I'm not expecting it to rival like Xbox One X, like amazing footage. I just love the fact that I could pick it up, take it with me. If my wife and daughter are out shopping, doing things like that, I can hang back in the car and just play my games pretty much anywhere I am. So Time Splitters is mine. You know, Time Splitters is pretty good. Was that from the same company, the same house that did GoldenEye? I feel like they're the same ones who did GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. I feel like they were the same company. Yeah, I bought one for my girlfriend. Yeah, the Switch is awesome. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think they were the same ones who did GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64, which, if you ask anybody, was one of the original multiplayer games, and wasted tons of hours. Well, not wasted, but invested tons of hours into that game. The game was awesome. I felt the same. Yeah, a lot of the structure of the game and things like that felt to be the same. That's the game that I wish Nintendo would, or however it's working to get it on. I really wish they'd put that on the Switch. That would be amazing. And the main story mode was the best. Yeah. What is my favorite game? Well, something that introduced me into, I guess, next-gen consoles was Halo. And I've got quite a few Halo things in here. Where's my little Master Chief? He's over here. But I've got a few Master Chief things, little glow-up figures and things like that. So Halo is one of my... I used to play a game called... like it's on PS1, but I can't find it anymore. Sniping Filter. Huh. The game sounds oddly familiar. I'm confusing it with Siphon Filter. But okay. I think, yeah. I think there was one called Siphon Filter, and I'm not too sure if it was from the Splinter Cell company who developed Splinter Cell, but it was like a spy game. Oh, nice. Okay. I'll play any Super Mario Brothers game that's released because I grew up playing Super Mario Brothers. I would... it might be that. How do you spell it? Siphon, Syphon, and then Filter. And I want to say, like I said, it was somewhat similar to like the Splinter Cell games, which they're trying to, I know they're potentially going to announce E3 this week. So at E3 this week. So that could be the game you're thinking of. But Siphon Filter, yeah, I remember that game. That game was pretty awesome for the PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken. So that one was pretty sweet. And like I said, any Super Mario game I'll play, I would almost bet that my favorite game I would probably put at it. You help me find it. Oh, that is so awesome. Sweet, man. Awesome. Yeah, Siphon Filter. That was an amazing game. That was damn good. That was a damn good one. Wow, if I helped you find it, that's awesome, man. Now I expect you to stream it. I'm just kidding. But Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. I love that game. And I can speed run and play that game, and I can beat it in about 10 minutes or less, going through certain things. Why I thought it was Snipe was because when I was a kid at the time, like I couldn't read and I always thought my dad said Snipe. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, hey, that's not far off of hearing that. Siphon Filter. They took me like a year to complete, being like 4 years old. Yeah, really. I remember playing the original Nintendo's, playing Zelda, feeling like I was never gonna be able to beat that game. Of course, you know, I was about the same age, maybe 6, 7, playing those, but yeah. But just to kind of do a wrap up again. Today we unboxed the HD60S from Elgato, right here. I'll do a full setup review on this bad boy, and I'll try to film it so that way I can show you guys how everything works, and I'll be looking to post that here in the coming weeks. But then we also were looking at my older HD60 module, which still works, which is still an amazing option if you do a lot of pre-recorded stuff. Definitely take advantage of the cheaper price of the HD60. The HD60 will probably run you about 40, 50, maybe 60 bucks, which is a steal on eBay. And then, of course, the HD60S is brand new. You can probably still find some used ones. Obviously, people selling it, not needing it anymore, things like that. But that retail goes for $179, but Amazon usually will have it for $129 or $149. One of those HD60Ss, yeah. I completed the new Lara Croft in about 3 days, and my little sister, who is a gamer and young, took like 5 months. Yeah, actually, as you start playing and as you start moving up in age, you start realizing the little tips and tricks that you can use to bypass things. And of course, just experience playing Mario games and playing older games like that. You'll know certain ways, especially like Zelda, all the puzzles and things like that you need to realize need to be done in order to move on. Something simple like that trains your brain when you're playing these games to kind of move past certain roadblocks in these newer games. So especially like Tomb Raiders and the Lara Croft games that require a lot of that type of mental focus, playing some of the older games really helps you out, really kind of helps you progress through these newer games. To Persia, Sands of Time, the original game. No, I have not. I've heard good things about it, and then I've also heard some people say that they didn't really like it. I can't remember, was that for PlayStation 2? I can't remember if it was for, but I remember seeing somebody play it, and I think it was one of those demo kiosks that used to be around the mall a lot. But I remember Prince of Persia. I just don't remember the actual footage of it. But that one graphically looked cool. A lot of these older games paved the way for some of the newer games and the newer graphics that we're able to utilize today. It's useless because of how hard it was. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. I gave it another go. Yeah, especially once you put something down, and then, like I said, more games bringing on that experience, you're able to bring that to newer games. You're like, oh, I remember that now. I think one of the fastest games I ever beat was it was for PlayStation 4. Was it Order 1886? I think was the name of it, or something like that. It got a lot of run in the media for being so short. I think you could beat it in a good like 8-9 hours. I think I beat it in 2 days because I didn't extend and play that long at one point. But that That one was pretty good. I think it was called The Order 1886 or something like that. It had a good story, very good story, but it did not have a super long story. So a lot of people got upset because you were able to beat it like that, and people are used to, you know, investing hundreds of hours into a game before finally beating it. Which I could see, you know, some of the games nowadays cost $60, and for you to beat a game like that, I can understand it. I'm 21 this year and don't buy much anymore. Yeah, and then plus it takes a lot for me to be invested into a game. I go back to the older classics and things like that. Some of the newer games though that I'm kind of looking forward to, obviously the new Halo game, Resident Evil 2 that came out not too long ago. I've recently started to play that. Just kind of catching up. Got a lot of things going on, life, you know, growing up, things like that. So but guys, it looks like we've been live for 45 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Anybody here still in the chat, I greatly appreciate you guys stopping by. I make Halo good again. Yeah, really. I really hope they make this game good. I'm really hoping. I have a feeling this is going to be probably the launching title for the new Xbox that they're going to come out with. But still, I really hope they make it well. Don't screw it up. Please don't screw it up. Thanks for streaming. Reach was decent, but didn't like for it. Thanks for streaming, bro. Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, each and every one of y'all, for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, punching that bell icon so you are notified each and every time we post a video or we go live. Once again, guys, once this video becomes posted, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Give me a thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. This is Jose Ortiz from PetRockMedia.com. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.